Hi there, welcome to the new session. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about women entrepreneurs and the developing strategies of the women entrepreneurship. In the previous classes, we have seen so many other strategies in entrepreneurship, like growth strategies. In that, we have seen some of the types, and then finally, the valuation challenge, how an evaluator can evaluate the entrepreneurship and what are the difficult issues that have involved in evaluating the business. And then we have also seen harvesting and starting of the new venture, and then how business incubation will happen. So all those we have seen in the past classes, in the previous classes. Now in this class we are going to discuss about women entrepreneurs, right? Entrepreneurs, eh, we all know who is ready to take the risk, right? Or who is ready to do the business. Now, if woman wants to do a business, or if he ready to take that kind of challenge, so then that kind of entrepreneurs will be called as women entrepreneurs. A feminist entrepreneur is an individual who applies feminist values and approaches through entrepreneurship with the goal of improving the quality of life and well-being of girls and women. Many are doing so by creating for women by women enterprises. See here, uh, we can see different kinds of women entrepreneurs. One who is a part of a big organization, with the other entrepreneurs she also will exist, like how. And some entrepreneurs will be there exclusively, they want to encourage women, they want to help women. On that basis only they'll start the business. And some women entrepreneurs would be there where they usually run the business. So whoever, if you see, whenever they are hiring the employees, so if they feel that who is resourceful to them, they'll hire them. So suppose, in this category I mentioned, in the definition I given here, a feminist entrepreneur. So in that kind of women entrepreneurs, they usually wants to encourage women. So means more chances of hiring women, or more chances of improving their quality of life, more chances of giving more salaries to them, to become individual in the society, or to help women. So mainly they'll do the business, they'll start the business for women by women, right? So such kind of enterprises they may start. So women entrepreneurship, exclusively, if you want to define this women entrepreneurship, we may say that it is a feminist entrepreneur who gives more value, or whose goal is to improve the quality of life and well-being of girls and women, right? So they usually started or mean to help girls in the society or women in the society. So to make sure that women are independent, and and they are able to look after themselves, and they are able to look after the family also, not to depend on anybody. So all these things may makes some of the entrepreneurs to become a woman entrepreneur, and they want to encourage girls or women by providing some of the things, like by providing jobs, or by giving a good amount of salaries, sometimes incentives to women, additional incentives, some kind of benefits, like what we can say, additional leaves to them, and to look after their children, providing children crushes, and maternity leaves, and work from home. So all these things, all these options they may give in order to encourage women to work, and to do, and to be the part of a business, right? So many are doing so by creating for women by women enterprises, means exclusively. So some kind of enterprises were there, they will be started for women, and they'll be started by women, right? So that is nothing but women entrepreneurship. So now here you can see the statistics. I have just included some of the statistics regarding women entrepreneurship. In India, actually women are 48.9%. 48.9% of our population are women. Of all directors of the startups, 35% are women. means startup companies. In startup companies, suppose if 100% new companies are being started, 35% are directors are women. Women constitute 14% of total entrepreneurs in India. So in case of India, means not only startups, already well established companies or other companies. So women constitute 14%. About 50% women entrepreneurs started their business between the age of 20 and 30. So in between the age of 20 and 30, there are 58% people started the business. About 25% women started their business even after turning 25. So once they completed their 25, so if they would like to start a business, that percentage is 25%. And about 73% women entrepreneurs report revenue under 10 lakhs in a financial year. Sorry, 10 crores in a financial year, right? Uh, about 35% women entrepreneurs had a co-founder, and about 71% women employ around 5 or less people, right? So top 5 Indian cities with women entrepreneurs are Bangalore, New Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, and Hyderabad. So some of the statistics regarding women entrepreneurship in India, according to census, according to some statistics or some survey based on women entrepreneurship. So here are the statistics. So in India, 48.9% are women, and 35% or women in case of startup companies, 14% or entrepreneurs in India, 58% starts their business. Women starts their business at the age of 20 and 30, in between 20 and 30, and exclusively at the age after turning, or sorry, before turning 25, means in between 20 to 25, they started. Percentage is 25%, and 73% women entrepreneurs are generating or having nearly 10 crores turnover in a financial year, and 35% women entrepreneurs have co-founder, and 75% women employ around 5 or less people. And also we can see topmost women entrepreneurs are in which country the top sorry, in which state the top entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs are working or doing is nothing but Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, and Hyderabad, all metropolitan cities, right? So now let us see the strategies to develop women entrepreneurs. So all these are the strategies given by a successful woman, given by successful business entrepreneurs. It is according to the Forbes survey. This is according to the Forbes survey. Many of the entrepreneurs, so well-known entrepreneurs and reputed entrepreneurs, gave suggestions to some of the women entrepreneurs and gave suggestions to women to become a successful or to develop as an woman entrepreneur. So those strategies are: empower the woman leader within, own your destiny, be the architect of your career, advocate yourself, translate the stories that numbers tell to drive strategic results. So create exceptional teams. So these are all the strategies that given by successful entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, to develop women entrepreneurship. Okay, so first one is empower the woman leader within. Women lead differently than men. If you see how when the lifestyle of woman and man, so there is lot of difference you can find. So women lead differently than men. Qualities such as, so being holistic, collaborative, inclusive, consultative, and consultative. So these are all the strengths that will help to succeed in a global economy. So being holistic means all round, all the things they can manage, all the things. So now you can see in our day-to-day life, take example of your mom, how your mom will manage your house. She will manage your house, she will look after all the things, you and to your father. At the same time, she may do some job or some work, right? So like how she is able to manage all the things, if you see. So these are all inbuilt qualities of a woman. So to manage all the things, like they'll have a holistic development. So on that basis, they can take that holisticness or uniqueness of her qualities, so they can empower empower the leader within themselves, right? They can empower, means they can bring out the leadership qualities what are existing in her, and based on that she can get succeed in the global economy. So these are all the strengths of a woman: holistic nature, collaborative nature, inclusive nature, and consultative nature. If you see, all these are usually you find in women, or you find in girls. They usually collaborative, they'll want to work with other people, so they always like to consult who are consult the experts in that particular field. So like how empower the women leadership within. So that is the first strategy. And the second strategy to develop women entrepreneurship is own your destiny. So destiny, coming up with your own definition of success, allow them to become the masters of their destiny. So means you have to own your destiny, you have to create your own goal, and you have to own it, you have to feel it, it is yours. You have to uh, at any cost you have to do it. So you, for that, in order to achieve that, you have to push yourself from the comfort zone. You should not sit in the comfort zone, and you should not uh, dream and without taking any effort. You should not feel that, or you should not dream that it should come true. So you have to push yourself, you have to push yourself from the comfort zone, and you have to own your destiny. You have to take steps, you have to take measures in order to get succeed or to fulfill that dream, right? If you you have to push from the comfort zone and content with what you have, your growth may be shifted. And if you have your mind on growth and success, that will flow to your employees and support the team, right? You have to own your destiny. So that is the second strategy. Third one is be the architect of your career. You have to be your own architect, right? You have to design your career. You should you- means if you are dreaming for something, so according to the dream you have to design your career. So you have to take the necessary steps to build that career, right? Taking liberties with the strategies and interpreting it differently. For entrepreneurs, building success includes putting together networks, and they can connect you to money, market management, and suppliers. So you have to develop an architecture of your career, architect of your career. And you have, just like if you have, if you design in a well manner or in a proper manner, you will have good networks with the other people. So if you have good networks with other people, automatically money, market management, suppliers, all those will come under your feet, right? So be the architect of your own career. And next strategy is advocate yourself. Advocating yourself, right? So build street cred by increasing your visibility can take many form from pushing an industry agenda to winning awards. Means you have to advocate yourself. So you have to build visibility to many forms, that can take many forms, and pushing an industry agenda to winning awards. So if you are able to advocate yourself, you will be in a position to receive the awards too. Translate the stories that numbers tell to drive strategic results. So means to run a successful company, women must understand the financial fundamentals of the company and all. You have to translate all those stories. Means if means if you observe that your previous stories of the organization, or previous in the stories that you inspired to do a business, you have to translate all them to get a result. Okay. And next, create exceptional teams. So women are natural at building teams. So that is one of the inbuilt characteristic of women. So women will have an advantage to run its own teams. So women are really a good managers there, as I mentioned in the earlier of this session. So women are good managers, they are able to manage so many things at a time, right? So that kind of uh, inbuilt qualities, they have to explore them, and they have to improve them to create an exceptional teams to get succeeded in the business, right? So these are all the strategies, or these are all the things that women entrepreneurs has to follow in order to develop themselves. So all these strategies are given by successful entrepreneurs, and these strategies was once this is an article, so which is represented in Forbes. given by successful entrepreneurs, some of the successful entrepreneurs of the world. So that, once again, I'm just telling you those strategies: empower the woman, leader within, own your destiny, be the architect of your career, advocate yourself, translate the stories that numbers tell to drive strategic results, and create exceptional teams. So all these are the strategies that women entrepreneurs need to follow to develop themselves or to get succeed in their business. Right. Hope you understood this. And coming to the next session, next topic, that is institutions supporting women entrepreneurship in India. So, some of the institutions in the sense the financial institutions or the banks. So, some of the banks, financial institutions, government banks are supporting women entrepreneurship. So, means in order to encourage them, in order to encourage the women entrepreneurship to start the business or to run the business or to maintain the business. So some of the financial institutions are uh, giving a chance for the women entrepreneurships to get developed or to get started the businesses, right? So let us see some of the financial institutions. So here in this in this I mentioned some of, there are so many, but majorly I concentrated on important financial institutions. The first in financial institution is SIDBI, SIDBI, SIDBI. SIDBI is nothing but Small Industries Development Bank of India. Okay, Small Industries Development Bank of India is one of the financial institutions that provide financial assistance to women, right? So if you observe that their interest rate for women also will be less when compared with men or when compared with other businesses. So by providing such kind of financial assistance, what women will come forward and women will try to do business. And sometimes you can see, so though suppose if wife and husband are there, if a husband feels that wife can do the business on name of her, he may start the business so that he can pay less interest rate. So like how they are encouraging women entrepreneurs, right? So SIDBI is one of the financial institution that provide financial assistance to the women entrepreneurship. So SIDBI, which is nothing but Small Industries Development Bank of India, it is a national level institution which extends facilities for the growth of small scale industries. Majorly, so this SIDBI was started to encourage small scale industries. So this organization also introduced two special schemes for women in order to encourage two special schemes for small scale industries. They are Mahila Vikas Nidhi, Mahila Udyam Nidhi. So these are the two programs, or these are the two schemes introduced in order to encourage women entrepreneurship. So these two special schemes for women entrepreneurs provide equity and development assistance to women entrepreneurs. Equity is nothing but money, so they'll provide money and also to develop assistance, development assistance to women entrepreneurships. So they also provide this financial assistance to women to start entrepreneurial work in the field of weaving, spinning, embroidery, knitting, and block printing. So besides the above schemes, SIDBI also launched the following schemes like a marketing development funds for women, microcredit scheme, women entrepreneur development program. So if women entrepreneurs, if they start the business like weaving, spinning, embroidery, knitting, block printing, so they'll provide more financial assistance to the women entrepreneurs who are entering into these fields particularly. And also besides these schemes, SIDBI also provided some marketing development assistance. Microcredit is nothing but providing uh, loans in small amounts, means in a lakh 50,000. So they, in small amounts, they provide financial assistance for the running of their business. Women entrepreneurial development programs. So these are all the financial assistance that is provided by SIDBI. Now let us see the next financial institution, that is SIDO. SIDO means Small Industries Development Organization. So this is also financial institution that majorly provides financial assistance to small industries. At the same time, if that small industry was launched by or was going to run by an woman entrepreneur, more financial assistance will be given. So let us see that. So the primary objective of SIDO is to conduct various programs including entrepreneurship development program for women. So majorly, I told you, so they'll provide financial assistance to all small industries, though it was started by men or women. uh, but if it is especially started or developed by women, so they'll provide more financial assistance. So this organization has introduced various programs in the areas of leather goods, TV repairing, screen printing, and preparation of circuit boards. Means these are all these in these streams they provide more financial assistance. They generated more development programs. So the areas are leather goods, TV repairing, screen printing, preparation of circuit boards. So all these are the programs. All these are the financial assisting streams by CEDO. If you see here, it is spinning, weaving, embroidery. In case of SIDB, in case of CEDO, so these are the goods, right? Next one is CWEI. CWEI is the financial institution that is exclusively meant for women entrepreneurs in India, right? So Consortium of Women Entrepreneurs of India. Consortium of women entrepreneurship Women entrepreneurs of India. So this is the financial institution that's supporting women entrepreneurship. This is a voluntary organization consisting of NGOs and individual business enterprises. CWEA was formed in 2001 with the basic objective of providing technological upgradation facilities to women entrepreneurs. Okay, so here what kind of in which stream they are providing financial assistance means they are providing financial assistance for women entrepreneurs to develop their organization in the field of technological upgradation facilities. So besides extending technological upgradation facilities, it also it facilitates in sphere of marketing and export support. And so in case of technological upgradation, in case of marketing, in case of exports, so this consortium of women entrepreneurship of India, CWEA, will help them. Okay, so next, one more financial institution, that is WITV. So Women India Trust. So the promoter called Kamila Taibaji has initiated establishment of WIT in 1968, means it is older one. So the objective of this trust is to help women entrepreneurs, and it was actually established in UK. It has facilitated its members to markets their products in London. So later on, it is extended countries like Europea, Austria, and Germany, and later on to India also, right? So in 1968 itself, it was started. And later on, some of the European countries, Asian countries have adopted that one, and they encourage women entrepreneurship. Next, SEWA. So Self-Employed Women Association. So this is one of the financial institution that help women entrepreneurship. So this is just a kind of trade union. Trade union means employees will join together and they form as an union, right? So this is a union exclusively for women. This is a trade union of women which was registered under Trade Unions Act, right? Trade Unions Act in 1972. So the primary objective is to empower women entrepreneurs in rural areas. Okay, especially in villages, in rural areas. Most of the members of these organizations are originated from unorganized sector, and this is at present it has shifted its operation from rural areas to global areas and received substantial grant from international organizations like Ford Fund and also UNICEF. It was also getting grants from Ford Foundation and UNICEF. You all know UNICEF, right? So it is a universal organization. So this organization also recognized this SCWA SEWA, and they are providing grants to the women entrepreneurship under this scheme. So if you see the level of activities, it was also moved from rural areas to global level also. And the next financial institution that provide financial assistance to the uh, women entrepreneurs are NABARD. So NABARD is meant for agriculture and rural development. So it is a national bank for agricultural and rural development. So they'll provide financial assistance for agriculture and also for the villages development. So apart from those, so they'll also provide some financial assistance and also provide some kind of credit facilities to women entrepreneurs, right? So NABARD is an autonomous organization. Autonomous means they can take their own decisions. The primary objective of NABARD is to provide liberal credit facilities to women entrepreneurs. There are some of the essential characteristics in order to get liberal credit uh, from NABARD, and it is also it launched a special program SHG, which provides a finance to resources and training in NGO formation. It arranges training from bank officials on the formation of SHG, and it also provides refinance against the banks leading to SHG. Okay, so they'll provide financial assistance under the scheme of SHG for training and some kind of formations. At the same time, refinancing also will be provided by NABARD for women entrepreneurs. So these are all the financial institutions that are providing financial assistance to women entrepreneurs in India, right? SIDBI, SIDO, SWI, WIT, SIVA, and NABARD. These are all the financial institutions so that provide financial assistance to women. So in this class, we discussed who are women entrepreneurs, what are its strategies, and what are the financial institutions that supporting women entrepreneurs in India. So with these, we have completed this unit and we have completed the syllabus. I request you to go through all the sessions and just reach me for any kind of doubts or any kind of things. Right? Thank you. It's the end of the session.